Everyone who learns Reiki will sooner or later get to a fork in the road. For some, the practice will start fading away and becoming a distant memory. And for others, it will slowly unfold more and more and turn into a beautiful path of life. The question is, what is it going to be for you and what does it depend on? I'm Andre, I've studied and practiced Reiki for over 20 years and I have recognized a pattern. There are so many Reiki practitioners nowadays who have their 1 or 2 days Reiki training and their attunement, and then they practice a little bit, and after that they're basically on their own. And then one of the three things happens. Either somewhere along the way they get confused with all these spiritual concepts that are out there from all kinds of sources and directions, which in some cases are also contradicting each other. And with all this overwhelming information, it becomes difficult to grasp what actually matters, what is actually part of Reiki. And then they start mixing things, but with everything they actually add to the confusion. Another common outcome is that they start doubting themselves or doubting the effectiveness of Reiki itself. And that leads to the abandonment of the path, right? And only very few practitioners I met actually managed to integrate Reiki in their life, make it a part of their life, and grow on that path, and in some cases also turn it into a profession. So I myself practiced Reiki for 20 years now, and in my first years everything was beautiful until I eventually got to this path, and a little bit later to that path. And after a long break, I came back to Reiki, wondering what I was missing. So I started a long research and I got my answers. And once it clicked, it automatically changed how I practiced Reiki. And that resulted in stronger flow of Reiki, which consequently resulted in more health for myself, a stronger sensitivity for energy, much better results for my clients, which in turn contributed to more clients coming back and better word of mouth. And this experience made me feel, wow, this practice is actually so powerful. And now that it finally clicked and I understand how it's supposed to be practiced, I felt finally confident enough to say, I want to develop this and make it my profession. And the results have been wonderful for myself and others. And when I thought about what made that change happen, I realized that the fundament of everything is actually the mindset. Because once I stopped seeing Reiki as a palm healing technique and instead as a whole system, the way it was taught 100 years ago, it immediately changed how I think about it, that changed how I practice it, and that made me more confident in building a profession around it. And this methodology, from mindset to practice to profession, is what I am teaching in this mini course called Field of Reiki. In the first part, I teach the origins of Reiki and also about the natural flow of Ki. In the second part, I teach traditional Japanese practices that help us strengthen the flow of Reiki in our body-mind system. And in the last part, I teach methods and techniques to have effective Reiki treatments that have a powerful impact on our clients. And also everyone who finishes all modules within 5 days will unlock an additional module, which is the step-by-step roadmap that I used to turn my Reiki practice into my profession. This is usually paid content, but if you finish all the base modules within 5 days, then it's all yours and for free. This is not only a mini training, but also a community at the same time. By the time I record this video, we have over 250 members. It's lifetime access and I will always be around in case you have any questions. If that sounds good to you, then I look forward to receiving you on our training platform. Bye-bye.